storybook romp The Plucky Squire is finally here, ready to pull us into an adorable adventure across its brightly illustrated pages. However, with an evil sorcerer looming, that journey is far from simple. Squire Jot is plucked from the paper and thrown into a 3D space filled with all new threats, puzzles, and quests. From side-scrolling through a story to charming elven ranges, here are some of the best ways The Plucky Squire blends 3D and 2D levels into a modern Wonderland. In this universe, The Plucky Squire is a story that sits in a kid's bedroom, full of monsters and quests with the titular squire at the heart of it all. This is where you step in, taking Jot on his grand adventures of hanging out with wizards and beating up badgers. The whole world has chunky black outlines and richly saturated colours, resembling a picture book plucked from your childhood shelf. You believe you're walking across paper and ink, and just beyond it all is a real desk with paper clips and pencils. The 3D and 2D are clear, separate dimensions. Well, until they're not. Jot is soon ejected from his book, but with the help of cute little bookworms, discovers portals to take him back in, which then evolves into turning pages, bringing everything from dice to carrots into the paper space, and even controlling the book as a physical object, not just his home, blending each puzzle across these spaces, making you think both inside and outside the page to progress. Jot is torn from his familiar book thanks to evil magic, taking him out of his 2D questing to a 3D environment, quickly moving beyond the comfort of the desk across a colourful mess of toys, games, crayons, and stickers in a kid's bedroom. Bugs scuttle around you, chunky blocks lead you to new places, and suddenly it feels like playing a whole new game. The magic of exploring while shrunk down to miniature is something we've all fantasized about as kids, and the Plucky Squire manages to bring that imaginative thought to each new platform and puzzle as it surrounds you with a rich, tiny world just begging to be explored. Jot traverses crayon sketches, climbs through dolls' houses, topples giant dominoes, bringing his miniature adventure multi-dimensional. Throughout the game, you're constantly reminded that this is a storybook you're partly playing in. And I don't just mean the gorgeous pages you flip through. There's a narrator that guides the story, as if someone was reading your book aloud as you play. But it's the word puzzles in The Plucky Squire that really draw on that feeling of pen and paper. As you run across the pages, you'll encounter sentences, actual words from your story that speak to what happens next or describe the current setting. And to move forward, sometimes you need to rewrite them. By switching words like nighttime to daytime, you can transform the world by changing the prose. You are in the book after all. What happens next is all down to the words in front of you. It's a perfect little detail that plants you firmly on the page. There are, of course, a ton of really specific moments in The Plucky Squire that show the wonderful blend of 2D and 3D, but none stood out as much as the trading card section. While on your adventure, you come across some pesky flies, and unable to swat them with your sword, Jot heads out to track down a bow. And who should have one but a fantasy elf, of course? Jot meets her by jumping into a trading card sat upon a stack of books. What was once a simple toy, now a vital part of his mission. The game switches into a turn-based combat as Jot tries to reason with the legally distinct magical card. Then, armed with her bow, Jot can progress past the pest, all thanks to Elowinia. Elowinia? Alowin? Damn fantasy names. It's not just paper Jot can jump into either. This is a messy bedroom, which wouldn't be complete without some half-empty mugs. Jot can step in and run around these tiny new teacup scenes, all while the background stays flat, showing his position on the curved surface. And after exploring these teeny alien planets, Jot even ends up on the side of a plastic tub in a sci-fi shooter, blasting robots around and around the convex side-scroller. In all these new places, you're constantly constantly aware of the world around you, seeing it move past in a blur, enjoying a moment of sunlight as it streams across the glossy book page, keeping the magic of the fact that you're inside a coffee cup or a book or a drawing. You never forget just how whimsical your adventure really is. Space wasn't the final frontier after all. The Plucky Squire constantly surprises with its multi-dimensional questing, making you feel like a little kid pushing the limits of what you can do with a new toy. And the story starts for everyone right now as it's out on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. You can even pick it up on PlayStation Plus to jump right in.